Hey.
Basically, I think how it all got started was back in 96, 97, maybe 98. There was Kristen Cooper was one of them, because I remember her because our family knew her. And she was always one of my sister's friends. So I thought she'd be all, nice and all gentle, because my sister never had all those crazy friends. But when I heard about the Step Team, she was the original founder of Chaos. Chaos was crazy back then. They had all those Jeff Joyner, Yolanda, had that Latin dude that all the girls were like, oh my god, he steps! It was just crazy. They had all those dudes. And they had Brian and Kevin, that short guy, was always all goofy and stuff. So they had some serious characters. And so, hello?
I tried out my freshman year in the middle of the year, I think. The reason I tried out, I was in the cafeteria and these two guys, Marvin and Brian, came up to me. They're like, hey, do you know about Step Team? I was like, no, not really. And then he was like, you know what, y'all could try out, And I was like, okay, that's something to do. And I finally tried out, and I made it. I was like, woohoo on that one. But it was a great time. It was mostly upperclassmen, mostly seniors. Me, Kimmy, Aaron, and for the record, Aaron wasn't the first white girl on the team. It was a girl named Becca. There was another girl who was, her name was Allie, and she was Portuguese, black, and she was just a whole bunch of lot of stuff. I always forget about Allie. And basically, the same drama happened then that happens now. People didn't come to practice sometimes because they were seniors, they had better stuff to do. Yes, so they left us there. We had a lot of powerful boys. We had a lot of boys back then, and they just set the show off because we had some cute boys back on the team, So mostly worried about that one. That's why I came to practice every day. But you had BJ, Shankara, Marvin, Brian, and then there was a girl named Vicky who went to UVA. She got accepted to Harvard. She turned that down. Yeah, smart people on Step Team. And then at the end of the year, they're like, man, who's going to be captain next year? I don't know. I'm sitting in the car. I was like, wow. I could be captain. They're like, would you want to do it, Ashley? I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
Hey, Dirty, what? Look at that girl right there.
See, I think it was my freshman year at Clover Hill. There was a pep rally, and I had never experienced a pep rally before. All these people crammed in there, screaming, being all crazy. And the Step Team came out and they performed. It was real crazy. So
basically, when I was young and early on in my high school career, I had a chance to see Chaos perform back in the old days when it was Jeff and Yolanda leading the team. Eventually, toward the end of freshman year, there was some kind of flyers going out about tryouts. So I really wanted to try out. I thought I could do it. And I just realized how tight it was, and I said, I want to do that. And then I ended up doing it.
Well, I remember when in 9th grade I first saw it. I thought it'd be something I could probably give myself a challenge. I've never done anything like a Step Team. It was something I would look into, something I found interesting. And of course, when I tried out for it, I always had, people to doubt me or whatever. But it was my way to prove to people, I could do something that is crazy, that's wild, that's cool, whatever.
Basically, what happened was, I remember I was in the halls, and it was just a spur of the moment thing, so maybe Kimmy was like, yeah, you should try out. I was trying to convince people to come try out with me, And I think I kind of was asking Floyd to try out, and I was asking Kern to come try out with me. So we got there, and there's all these big, intimidating, scary people, being crazy. We were like, yeah, let's try out. I mean, we had to sort of live up to them. And we met them, and we were like, how could we possibly become like one of them someday? But that's when I met Jabari,
Let's see, I think that BJ, he was one of the people who taught us. And I saw Ronald there. No, I hadn't talked to Ronald in years.
I didn't really know what I was getting into, but I remember like we just hadn't talked to each other for like all that time because our parents knew each other.
Because I mean, you know, I grew up with him, but then I hadn't seen him for years. I saw him there trying out. I'm like, wow, that's Ronald. I saw Steven there. He seemed real shy and quiet, you know, quiet off in the corner with the glasses. But then when it was time to step, he was like, oh, yeah, 5, 6, 7. So, you know, Steven was, you know, real aggressive and stuff. But
It was this like wild hair cat. It was crazy, but yeah, he was tight, and like everyone just loved him for his like personality and everything. He was always so nice and stuff, and he was just like funny, like just goofy about everything.
Trying out was strenuous, and I mean, I was one of the quicker learners, and I caught on to everything quick, but I was still so nervous because, you know, this is my shot to do something I knew I was good at and to be remembered for it. So I wanted to make sure I had everything down pat for tryouts. So pretty much through tryout week or whenever we tried out was a pretty strenuous experience for me because it was just all step. I stepped to school with the tryouts and came home, step practice until I did it flawlessly over and over again. And it was stressful, but I'm glad I put in as much work as I did.
Oh, that's when Lauren joined the team. I finally convinced Lauren to join the team. And what she brought to the team was power and attitude.
so I tried out along with all of them, and we all made it. So that's how we got to the team. Ashley and Kimmy and Aaron Eves, all of them had already been on step, so they knew more about it than I did. I think the captains were Becca and somebody else, Becca and Jabari, I think. And there was Angie and all these other people on the team, Kirsty, Lauren.
And we basically didn't have a lot of people on the team back then because everyone kept leaving because no one wanted to work. Junior year, captains were me again. And Gavin and Ronald. Yeah. That was a better year, you know. Started getting things back together, you know. Working hard, won some competitions, whatever. And then we did the stick thing. That was a big hit. Everyone loved it. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, that's the year they tried to exclude me from the team. Gavin and Ronald, you know, didn't want to communicate with somebody. You know, that's okay.
Me, Joey, and Kern, we were just like, we were really rebellious, you know. Like we were always, you know, getting in all kinds of trouble and always starting trouble with the step team and all, skipping practice and all that. So there was this little wire on the ground, right? There was some exposed wire. And me and Joey and Kern thought it'd be funny if we, you know, got somebody to touch this wire. So what we did was we put, I think it was a quarter. We put a quarter down on top of the wire. So we put the quarter down and we say, hey, Lauren, hey, you know, come over here. And see that quarter, you know, push down on that quarter. It's, you know, just push down on the quarter. And she was like, I don't know about that. We got her to do it, man. She puts her finger down on top of the quarter and she pushes down. Bam! These sparks, bright sparks, flew up in every direction. And her finger is totally black. It's totally charred. And me, Joey, and Kern were just like frozen, you know. We're like, oh. She ran over the water fountain. She's running water over it. She's screaming, all this stuff. Just little stuff like that we always used to do. So, you know, Jabari and Miss Bashir, you know, people thought we were kind of immature, you know.
That was the year at a basketball game. No, before a basketball game. I finally showed, you know, my true captain spirit. And Curran Short, yeah, him. He decided that, you know, he liked to walk out on practice. And I was like, hey, I announced to everyone, if you walk out on practice, you will not perform, you know, a couple of weeks earlier. And then Kern has a little hissy fit. And then he walks out of practice. I was like, you know what? I guess you won't be performing. And, you know, we just started yelling. And I was like, well, there's no need for this. That's the best day and step for me. Yeah, still remember that.